I do apologise. I do know that me and Tom are having a few problems with the mic. Actually, I don't know if it's my computer on its last legs or if it's anybody else's. But guys, welcome a Football Brownie. Do me a favour, if you're in the chat, just let me know if you can hear me or not. I'd really appreciate it if you can anyway. Anyone? Yeah, fine. Okay, I don't know what it is. Tom couldn't hear me. I couldn't hear him. So hopefully he'll come back and I can add him to the stream. Anyway, welcome a Football Brownie. Hope you're well, keeping safe, keeping each other safe and spreading that love right across the big, big bad world of ours. Okay.
Oh, can you hear me yet?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hear you again. Amazing.
What the hell happened? I don't know. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? No. Professional as ever. Professional as ever. Well, Sam can hear us both. Can you hear me? Well, I can't hear him now. Anyway, let's try it. First time Brownie's ever done sign language, so let's try it anyway. Yeah. Anyway, welcome Football Brownie. Right. Okay. Before we go any further, check the channel figures above. First of all, I do apologise. I haven't been live for a few days. Few things have happened, and on top of that, I couldn't be asked. So a few check out numbers. We've hit 6 million views now. We're doing that approximately only because of the shorts. I'll be honest with you, but we're doing 1 million a week, basically. YouTube subs have gone over 5,000 since I last spoke to you. 5,500 now. Facebook followers, Football Brownie, it's on its way up. Okay, here we go. Mr. Tom, if you can hear me, try and introduce yourself. I can't hear a word, but give it a go. I can't even hear him on my phone, so I don't know. I can't even hear him on my phone. I can hear myself. I can hear myself, but I can't hear Tom. Sam said you can't hear. I'm going to have to throw you out, Tom. Anyway, okay, let's try it. We'll get there in the end. Okay, right. Professional as ever, guys. Yeah, so I do apologize. I know I haven't been live for a while. I hope you've enjoyed the shorts. I hope you enjoyed the videos. It's getting more and more popular. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm back mentally. I'm getting back to where I was before my holiday with regarding the YouTube platform. Big up to Sam in the chat. Many thanks, Sam, for joining. Okay. Let's go on to the first topic of the night, which is tonight's scores. Here we go. Tonight's scores, okay? And Sam, for people who don't know, me and Sam were talking as these games were going on. And typical of Brownies betting. accumulators. I think it was about 20 minutes before the end of tonight's game, Sam, wasn't it? And I was telling you, Sam, my 2 bets are coming in. They both winning. They both winning. They coming in. Unfortunately, they both lost in the end. And I tell you why they both lost. Let's go up at the top there. Okay, I'm using flash score. Okay. Bournemouth. That was a great game. Great game. Bournemouth come back from 3-0 down at halftime to win 4-3. That would be absolutely crushing for the Luton team going into the relegation scrap. Everton and Forest must be jumping for joy. In League One, Peterborough overcome Stevenage 3-1. Now in the Champions League, Atleti beat Inter. Now Inter were 1-0 up from the first leg. They then went 1-0 up in this leg. Atleti come back 2-2, took it to penalties, and Atleti win on penalties. Atleti. Yes, so Inter, last year's runners-up, out of this year's Champions League. Dortmund beat PSV. No, Jadon Sancho had 1 goal. I don't know about the second. Dundee beat, I think he's still managerless after Neil Warnock left. So Dundee beat Aberdeen 1-0. Now this is a one, bust my coupon. Absolutely bust my bet for tonight. Ross County 2, Hibernian 2. Now, I had Hibernian to win. They give me evens for the away win there. Ross County won 1-0 up quite early on. Hibernian then, as the game went on, come back and 2-1 up. The Brownies thinking, I'm in the money here. I'm in the money. I had Sam Greenwood on the phone. Sam is coming in. Brownies bet is finally coming in. Then 7 minutes in injury time. 7 fucking minutes. Ross County score the equaliser. Absolutely destroyed any hopes of Brownie breaking his duck and finally getting a winning coupon. Absolutely incredible. Anyway, what can we do? Brownie loses again. As I always say, never follow me on the betting. Never follow me on the betting, but yeah, there you go. Going in the chat. Sam, can't you Tom now? Yeah, I know. I don't know. I could hear him. He couldn't hear me. And then I refreshed, went the other way around. I don't know. I hope he does come back. Rob, hi mate. Hope you're well. I'm very well, mate. Thanks for jumping in, mate. I do appreciate it. You know that. Brownie loses it. Oh, Sam, I couldn't believe it, mate. I was watching, and I was watching the cash out going up and up and up, and it was going 97 freaking minutes. I couldn't believe it, man. Freaking hell. Oh, I was fuming. Absolutely fuming. Nearly crashed the car because I was so angry. Sounds like a well-paid holiday in Manchester. To win, do the opposite of... Yeah, absolutely right, mate. Okay, Tom will come back. Come on. Drum roll, please.
Please let me know you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Yes.
Can hear you.
Yes.
Get in there. Come on. Get in there. Bloody hell. Tom had put 50 pence in a meter. You put 50 pence in a meter. Even Sam says that he can hear you as well.
I have no idea what went wrong.
No worries. Hey, thank you for joining. Much appreciated. I know you always say yes, which is probably your downfall, really, mate. But thank you very much for joining. Much appreciated.
I only rushed home from work to get booted out within 2 minutes. So, Here we go. Right,
How was work today?
yeah, it was uneventful, which is usually good.
Just, Tom, just for tonight's scores. I'm sure you know. Did you watch any of the games?
I did. I was loosely paying attention to the Champions League games, so I'm
Okay.
just at the volume on my headphones.
Well, I had an accumulator going, yeah, only a small. Thankfully, it was only a small one, but it was all going on. Hibs away to Ross County, and Ross
What
County
happened?
had the equaliser in 97 minutes. I know. That's the second time now Scottish League have fucked my my bet over in the last 3 weeks. I think Rafe done it to me against Dundee United a couple of weeks back.
You should do a short video of what your betting picks for the day is.
I
Can go against it or with it, depending on what they feel like that day.
I know. I couldn't believe it, mate, to be honest. But what do you think of that Bournemouth game tonight against Luton?
I was very pleased, and then I was the opposite of very pleased. Have a guess which half of the game I enjoyed the most. Obviously, it was the one where Luton were doing well.
Yeah. I know.
Ow! Did he mouth?
You know what? I have before. I actually have bet on cockfighting before. Many years ago, and I was in Thailand watching some dodgy Thai boxing fight, and then on the side was cockfighting.
I can't say I'm surprised by anything that you just said in the last 40 seconds.
That Bournemouth Luton game was incredible.
Yeah, it was. It's not often you get a 3-0 deficit overturned.
I think in the Premier League, it may be the first time in like 20 or 30 years, I think it happened.
I know of a team that did it to another team twice within a space of time. Obviously, that team would have been my team, because why else would I remember that it happened? We were 3-0 down to Southampton twice and beat them 4-3 both times.
But also, we come back from 3-0 down against Leeds to 3-0, didn't we?
You did, because we had won 7 in a row. We were going for a club record of 8, and then cut a long story short, you came back into the game. We took Bamford off at 3-0, which in hindsight was very silly. But at the time, you can understand why you do it, but backfired on us.
Yeah, I remember that. Because of all the not so nice feeling between Cardiff and Leeds over the years. When he went 3-0 up that time, I was like, the TV nearly went through. I can confirm that.
Oh, just to say, I was mistaken. We didn't do it to Southampton twice. We did the Derby in 97, 98, and then Southampton in 2004, 2005. But that being said, you say there's bad blood between Cardiff and Leeds. Personally, Cardiff are one of my favourite teams at the moment.
I know. We'll go on to that now. Go in the chat first, because I'm behind on it. Bargaff! Now there's a fucking blast from a past. Bargaff, how are you, my friend? How is Miami? And hope you're well. Many thanks for coming in, mate. Much appreciated. Quite heartfelt, really. My time is nice. Yeah. The ones I used to attend was a bit dodgy, to say the least, to be honest. I don't think they were legal by a long stretch of imagination. Who do you think the draw on Friday? Bargaff's an Arsenal fan, so we know. Go on. Who do you think Arsenal will get?
It's similar to at this stage in the tournament, you very rarely get a draw where you sit there and go, "Oh yeah, that's the one I want," sort of thing. Because generally at this stage, you generally get the same teams make the last eight generally. So in fairness, Arsenal are the outlier in the situation because they don't often get this far. I'm not saying that's dig them out. It's just what probably last time you got to the quarterfinals, probably when you got to the final. I'm guessing. I don't know. But
I think every single team would want Dortmund, I think, wouldn't they? Every single team are looking at Dortmund thinking, come on, give it right, that's the passage to the next round.
well, as Sam Greenwood, he's a very clever fellow, is our Sam, and not the hint of sarcasm it sounds like. He's an astute gentleman. Okay, he said he feels Atletico are going to beat Arsenal because they are Porto on drugs. Now, to put it another way, basically, Atletico use similar tactics to Porto, but they have better players, quite frankly.
I know. I used to watch Atleti for a number of years, especially when living in Spain, and I really admired. What's his name? What?
Simeone.
Simeone. I really admired Simeone's tactics, especially during a period where them and Real went to 2 Champions League finals and played each other. But I don't think they're as good defensively as they were back then. You know, I really don't. I think that defensively they can still be got at defensively compared to how they were back then. Defensively they were far more solid than what they are. I don't think he's progressed defensively as time has gone on because people have retired and so on and so forth. What do you think, Tom?
Well, I think it's no accident that the main chant that I hear when they play English teams, one of the main chants I hear directly is "You're just a Spanish Burnley." So, for a start, like being compared to a Sean Dyche Burnley team at the time is probably not a fantastic look. But at the same time, there must be something about Simeone where players are willing to play for the team, knowing that he doesn't prioritise attacking football.
Yeah. I went to the last Madrid derby in the Vicente Calderon, and the atmosphere was amazing. If I'm honest with you, but they showed how to rip Atleti apart. Atleti, problem with them is that they all need to be on their game. They all need to be. Whereas before, one or two could have an average game and they can get away with it defensively because the midfield was also part of a defensive unit. Whereas now, I think they all need to be on their game. I think up front, Morata, still fucking Morata. No. But that's how they got through tonight. That's how they got through tonight with penalties.
Oh, they beat it. Sorry, I missed. I was sorting out my stuff while I was in go through the scores. So also Atletico beating the Milan.
Yeah. Inter went 1-0 up. Right? Yeah. Inter went 1-0 up.
I know they were winning 2-1 when I started my shot.
Yeah, so it's 2-2 on aggregate, and then they went to penalties, and Atleti won on penalties. So last year's runners up are out now, Inter out. In the other game, then Dortmund beat PSV.
That's a shame. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll trade it all in for a win against Millwall on Sunday.
They've turned the corner as well, haven't they? They've turned the corner after getting rid of their manager. They got Neil Harris now.
I fully expect them to put in the sort of performance that Andy Hinchcliffe will be praising on Sky constantly, because Neil Harris, for some reason, Neil Harris hates Leeds for some reason. And now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's a surprise. Of course, it's not a surprise that someone would hate the mighty Leeds United. Of course, it's not. But it's funny how, like, eventually Millwall and Harris will revert to type, and they will still be absolute dog shit. But it won't be on Sunday. It won't be at Ellen Road. I can tell you that there. They are.
Harris used to manage Cardiff, and piss poor manager, mate. Piss poor. Proper dinosaur. 4-4-2. Do you know what I mean? Proper dinosaur.
Yeah, but I bet he beat Leeds a lot when he was Cardiff manager.
Yeah, but that was multiple managers, if I'm honest with you. That went on for a good 6-7 years. We couldn't beat this home or away. I'm sure it did.
I definitely, because I'm sure he was your manager when you went 3-0 down, right?
Yeah, I think because we were going for playoffs.
Yeah, and then we, because obviously it's the first game after lockdown where you beat us basically.
Bargath, I tell you what, he thinks an open Champions League apart from City being favoured. But I tell you what, we're on about Dortmund. At this moment in time, going on a form, likes of Arsenal would fancy chances against Bayern, I think, as well.
I'd love to see Bayern versus Arsenal. I'd love to. And that's not that's pure. I was about to say that's not digging at Arsenal. That's purely for my own comedy amusement because Harry Kane playing against Arsenal for the other team,
and Eric Dyer, of course.
Yeah, him less so, but no, I get what you mean. Eric Dyer is basically the Ronald De Boer, isn't he, of the situation? Like where you have to buy Ronald to keep Frank happy. Sort of
yeah, I know what you mean. Sam comes in and says, typical of Sam, coming in and saying every manager of Cardiff bang average. All I'm gonna show Scott, man. I watched that. Did you watch that overlap with the interview?
I've not, no, but I can imagine what it was like. Because
they didn't ask one question. He didn't ask one question about freaking managing Cardiff. Oh, it really let me down, if I'm honest with you. I was looking forward to it, but for me, being a Cardiff fan, it was a bit of a letdown. So, okay, let's talk about Leeds. Let's talk about the championship. Come on, let's talk about this. Come on, Cardiff. Right, here we go. Right, so Leeds, how did they get off? How did they get off on the weekend? I can't remember.
We won at Sheffield Wednesday on Friday night.
Because you also had a Yorkshire derby the weekend before with Huddersfield, and you could only get a draw there. So then another Yorkshire derby at Hillsborough. Was it Hillsborough? Yeah. Fair play, because Sheffield Wednesday have been getting a few results lately as well.
5 out of 6. Sheffield Wednesday shaded, in my opinion, they shaded the first half of the game. They should have scored in the first 5 minutes. The fact that they didn't is why we are second in the table and why Sheffield Wednesday are second bottom.
But I tell you what, the reason why you're second in the table is because my boys helped you out.
Oh, of course you did. Of course, everyone needs a bit of help every now and again.
And it's quite funny. It's quite funny. Ipswich, Cardiff were home to Ipswich, guys. I don't know if any of you seen the scores coming in. Now, back in January, guys who have watched the channel, before my holiday, would know how much I used to love Kiefer Moore playing for Cardiff. Used to love him. Now, back in January, there was rumour. Well, Kiefer Moore playing for Bournemouth. but he wasn't getting games, so he wanted to go out on loan. So it was between Cardiff and Ipswich. All the feelers were at the time that he was going to come to Cardiff. Last minute, he actually went to Ipswich. Broke many Cardiff fans' hearts. Then Cardiff played Ipswich in a 70-odd minute. Kiefer Moore actually scores the goal, puts Ipswich 1-0 up. Then 2 goals in injury time by Cardiff absolutely destroyed Ipswich's automatic hopes, I personally think, Mr. Tom. I think that's the end of a month now for automatic.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Don't get me wrong. I'd like you to be proven right. And as much as like I get massive anxiety about Ipswich at the moment, the real reality of it is that if we reel in Leicester, like we have done over the course of the last 2-3 months, of context, 17 points at December 31st, Leicester was 17 points in front of Leeds United. Now it is 2 points in front of Leeds United. The momentum has definitely swung. If we reel in Leicester, then I don't care who we got with, whether it's Ipswich, Southampton, fuck it, even Cardiff, I don't care. But at the same time, it was a helpful result, an unexpected result.
Let's show the table for a moment then, yeah? There you go. Okay, going into just shows how many games that goes on in a championship. Come on. There you go. Okay, so let's go top then. At the moment, 82. Then Leeds, Ipswich. I think Southampton for automatic have gone now, mate.
It's hard to say because the league is so unpredictable that they win their game in hand. And again, I have Southampton fans on socials saying things like, "Oh, well, all we got to do is beat Hull at home, and we'll go above you." It's like, yeah, you've got to win the game though, and they ended up losing 2-0 at home to Hull. So I think they ended up losing like 3 out of 4 at one point or something like that. Again, they're a good team, and they should be a good team because they've got a massive squad which you can afford to have when you've come down from the Premier League. That's the real difference between the 3 teams and the others, is the fact that you can maintain a large squad and do the squad rotation and things like that.
I tell you what, Norwich have come back with a bang, haven't they, in the last few months? They've
got 7 wins in a row. I can tell you. I hope I haven't deleted it. In my show on Sunday, we had a table up of just 2024.
Yeah.
I really hope I haven't deleted it. I probably have because I'm a fool. But cut a long story short, yeah, I seem to have. But basically, obviously, Leeds have got the most points in 2024 because realistically, that's considering we've won 11 out of 12 this year. Unsurprising. However, Norwich, I believe, are second in that.
Right. Okay.
They've won I saw it's 7 on the trot, something like this. But so they're going to be dangerous in that playoff.
Well, in my opinion, and it is only my opinion, I think Leicester and Leeds now are going to be the automatic. Everyone else going for playoffs, but that last playoff position, as every season it happens, that last playoff position is there for quite a few teams to play for. I mean, you know, my heart rule in my head when I say this, but Cardiff, 5 points away from that final playoff position. But okay, up until recently, as you can see, they won their last 4 games, but I don't know. They got some big games, obviously, South Wales Derby on Sunday as well, which can, you know, form goes out of the window. But, you know, you've got Norwich, Hull, Coventry, Borough, Preston and Cardiff all going for that final playoff position, mate? Who do you fancy on that one?
It's hard to look past Norwich purely on their current, their current form. But and I say that there it doesn't look particularly good because they've lost the game. But they did have a stretch where they did win a lot of games in a row because they've come from nowhere to be like this. But it could be anyone's out of Hull. Hull are a dangerous team because their attack is every bit as good as their defence is shit.
Yeah.
That's the same for Ipswich as well, to be fair.
Dude, I tell you what, the playoffs it'd be 4 strong teams in the playoffs this time around. Very strong.
I love the playoffs and when my team's not in it. I've always called it desperation football, Brownies.
And if you go down the bottom, Rotherham done and dusted. Goodbye. But Sheffield Wednesday, as I mentioned earlier, have turned it around. So you got Sheffield Wednesday, one from bottom, 38. Can go all the way up to Millwall, 43. 38, 39. So 3 points, one win. Oh, it's a crazy league, man.
I think Sheffield Wednesday will survive, right? And I know that you might think, that's really easy for you to say. They won 5 out of 6 or something. Because, but the loss against Leeds, the thing that a lot of people won't realise is we loaned a player to Sheffield Wednesday called Ian Pervader, and basically he's been a big part of their upturn in ball because he's a pacey little fucker, and to describe him bluntly, does good things for them, but he couldn't play against Leeds because you can't play against your parent club on loan.
Yeah.
He may have been the difference between them getting that early goal against us because we did not play well in that first half. The goal on the stroke of half time killed the game realistically killed the game because then we just picked them off in the second half. But I just think it'd be really funny if Birmingham go down. And I don't mean if you got any followers that support Birmingham and that, obviously that's not to dig anyone out personally. But
I remember Birmingham in what was the third tier. I remember years ago. That's when Karen Brady and all that and Sullivan took them over. They were in the third tier then. But some big teams down there, mate. Big teams, but a lot of history. Sheffield Wednesday, Birmingham, QPR, Stoke, Blackburn. Poor.
You've got your 1995. Half of those teams are like your 1995 Premier League.
Yeah.
Teams.
Yeah. And it'd be a shame for Plymouth. It'd be a shame for Plymouth to be dragged if they dragged into and getting relegated because their manager jumped ship to go to Stoke, didn't they, Schumacher?
Yeah. They weren't bad at Ellen Road either. Stoke. I don't say they should have beat us. Not to the degree that I said that Sheffield Wednesday should have. They gave it a good old fight. When you win the game comfortably, you can sit there and be like they've got nothing sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like we've all been there watching it. In the Premier League, we're the team that everyone beats and then is like, oh yeah, there was nothing in that sort of thing. So yeah, fully aware that this time next year, my conversational tone towards Leeds United will probably be very different.
I can imagine. I look forward to it.
Yeah. I have no delusions. I don't think if we did go up, I don't think it's like, oh, we're going straight for the Europa Conference League. No, I will be happy with 7 fucking teeth.
Jamie in the chat, Sheffield United fan. Hi, Jamie. Hope you're well, my friend. Here we go. Mitrovic. Hi, mate. Welcome to the show. Big game Sunday. Do you think Rambo will play? Touch and go with Rambo, if I'm honest with you. Personally, I hope, but getting older now and injuries. Let's hope anyway, mate. Welcome to the show. Jamie then comes back. Can't wait for the season to end for you lot. Oh, I can imagine, mate. I can imagine. Sheffield United, Tom.
Oh, my heart goes out to him. And I know that sounds really sarcastic, but I was there last year. Like, maybe it's awful watching your team and like win. Like, I don't think like Mr. Wooten is getting that. I don't think it's very unfair of me to say that within 50 seconds of the Arsenal game starting, that it was done.
Yeah.
Do excuse me, I need to change my earbuds. My backup one, are very low on a.
Okay, man.
Do excuse me. Sorry.
Okay, right. Here's a question for you. Well, I'll go first while Tom is sorting himself out. What do you think of a new blue card coming in? The blue card. Now, I'll be completely honest with you. People who know the channel will know that I do like listening to Simon Jordan in the morning. On Monday, he has Graham Souness in. And Graham Souness was talking a bit of sense, really, regarding this blue card issue. Now, before that conversation, I was against the blue card. Absolutely against the blue card. Then Graham Souness was a guest on Simon Jordan's TalkSport show on Monday. And you know what? He's made me change my opinion. I tell you why. Acting, diving. For many football fans, especially myself, I can't stand it. It's one of the few things that turn me off games, actually. People just diving for anything. Call me old-fashioned. But what Graham Souness said on Monday was that with regarding diving, if someone dived and the referee give him a yellow card for diving, then no problem. But referees tend not to give a second yellow for diving. And because they pull away from giving the second yellow for diving continues in the game. Now, what Souness said, which I definitely agree with, and he changed my mind regarding blue cards, is that it kind of gives the referees a better out. Okay, no problem. You dive, there you go, there's a blue card, you're off for 10 minutes. Referees don't really tend to give that second yellow booking for diving. They don't really want to unbalance the rest of the game because someone dived. I think that is where the blue card could benefit the game. What do you think, Tom?
Let me put it a question.
You've gone again now. You've gone again.
What?
You've gone again. Guys in the chat, can you hear?
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Guys in the chat, can you hear him? I can hear him very, very quiet. Can't hear him. Jamie said can't hear him.
I'll be back.
Okay, no problem. Okay, that's my opinion on it anyway, right? Diving and acting really fucks me off in the game. I'll be completely honest with you. Years ago, they always say, the foreigners are coming over diving. No. It's right across the board, and it has been for many years. You even go back to 98 World Cup when Owen went through with Argentina. And, Cameron, hope you're well. Many thanks for coming in, mate. All the old guard are coming back, which is great to know. Football Jamie says, football is something we love. I watch it. We're just a joke this season. Oh, Sheffield United. Yeah, I get it, man. I get it. I think it's good for football. I'm old school, lad. Blue card would be good. I think so. I wasn't a fan of it, but soon as I changed my mind, he really has. I do think that if referees started giving blue cards for diving, and then the team would be down to 10 men for 10, 15 minutes, then within a week or 2 weeks, that would be the end of diving. I'm certain of it, guys. Imagine how fun it would be if someone who sees blue card Champions League final 10-minute score then comes on after 10 minutes suspension and scores. I know, but on the flip side, imagine he had a blue card for diving, and then during that 10 minutes or 15 minutes, his team concedes a goal. And that would be the worry then. Let's be honest, managers nowadays encourage their players to dive. If they touch you in the area, go down. Act as if you've been shot. I'm telling you, this blue card for diving alone, I think, would benefit the game. Again, only my opinion, guys. Let me know what you think in the chat. Sam, yeah. Sorry, no. I think the lower Welsh leagues have tried introducing it. I think so as well. For what I've been told, I think so as well, mate. BX, damn, I'm late. No problem, mate. Hey, no worries. Good on you. There's always playback or watch it back later. No problem. Welcome, BX. I want VAR get sorted out before Euro. With VAR, right? Listen, people claim VAR is only a problem in the Premier League. Guys, listen, it really isn't. You're talking to someone who used to watch La Liga more often than the Premier League when I was living in Spain, right? Now you can check it out on YouTube, but I never forget. I think it was Sevilla against someone. But I think it happened with Reading, right? The ball went wide, but it went under the side of the net to go inside the net, if you know what I mean. Side of the net wasn't secure. So the ball went out and went under the net. They actually give it a go. And that was with VAR. Okay? So don't go falling into a trap thinking that it's only a Premier League thing. Big game Saturday. Isn't it Sunday? Or am I missing something? Mitrovic is a great debate. It really is. It'd be interesting to see what results come from a trial. Really, Newcastle v City. VAR was very frustrating tonight. Didn't watch the games, mate. To be honest, I listened to the Bournemouth game on TalkSport earlier on. VAR very frustrating tonight. Don't want to score by strikers. Yeah, you know what? That is what pisses me off with VAR. What pisses me off with VAR is that someone's big toe, someone's fucking ball sack, someone's bloody foreskin. Listen, if you have a 6-foot striker and a 5-foot defender, simply because of a stride of a taller guy, then it's more likely him being caught offside if you're going by the kneecap or you're going by the bloody toenail. VAR should be the body of the player. The body of a right bang in the middle of the body of a player. Not leg, not toe, not fucking. That's my opinion anyway. I'd never like VAR. Bring back old. Yeah, I agree. Someone's foreskin. Yeah, I know. And well, you know, I mean, you know, a guy could have his foreskin chopped off when he was younger. Do you know what I mean? We have people, you know, so you would have an advantage. Oh, Saturday. Sorry, mate. I don't know why, but I thought it was Sunday. Typical of me. Right. While Mr. Tom is coming back, we had that little bit of a debate. 1 second. Let's go into our next topic. Only a short topic, this one. And it is, there you go, first channel sponsor. Guys, I'm proud to announce that the channel has actually got freaking sponsors. Some company actually feels that it's beneficial to them to sponsor Football with Brownie for a few weeks anyway. Okay. The company is BuzzFeed. Okay, it's basically a Chinese version of Manscaped. We're not up to Manscaped levels yet, right? But it's a Chinese version. BuzzFeed.com, check them out. Here we go. And basically, that's what you got in one. You got the head shaver. You got the trimmer, beard trimmer, and everything else. Nose. They sent me one. They sent me one to try, yeah? There you go. They sent me one to try out before I should have announced it, actually. But there you go. Okay. Now, when they said, oh, look, you know, can you sponsor a head shaver? I said, I'm not bald. What the hell? They said, no. It's different things in which you can use. So, you know, I don't like a clean shave. I like a little bit of a stubble, yeah? Easy connector. Brownie going for it. I've also used it on the, you know, the fruit and veg downstairs. And as I used to say, trim the grass to make the tree look bigger. And I tell you what, Sasha better watch out, I'm telling you. Okay, listen, I'll be doing a video for this in the future, maybe tomorrow. Please check them out. And thank you very much for being a sponsor. Here we go. Be right back and a beer. Yeah, no problem. I'm on a wine tonight. Only a couple of glasses. Mitrovic. How often? How often? I'd like to do them more. I used to do them very often, but maybe 2-3 times a week. I don't like doing them on my own. That's the problem. I'm glad you're enjoying it anyway. Tom, sorry, Brownie, mate. No worries, mate. No problem. No problema. Jamie, do I go to games? I used to go a lot. I was 13 years a season ticket holder at Cardiff. Then he changed from blue to red. Ripped up my season ticket. Never went again. Took me 10 years to actually stop my protest, even though they went back to blue. Unfortunately, at this moment in time, because of my captivity, my holiday, as most people know, I do have problems mentally in big crowds in my personal space. I've gone to a non-league game. That was very early on when I got back. That was very early on, and it was too much for me. But I do think that it's probably time now in which you know, get back to football. What I do want to do, and I did promise myself, it's definitely on a bucket list now. I did promise myself while I was on my holiday, I was looking up and I was thinking to myself, whenever I get out, Brownie, make sure you go to La Bombonera in Buenos Aires and make sure that you finally take in a Boca v River Plate game. That is definitely something I promised myself, and I am going to do it. Maybe do a live stream. Brownie, yeah, I know. What I was going to do, I was going to do an advert. Yeah, Sam, right? I was going to do an advert and have like tomato ketchup, right? And basically, it would have been a bowl shaver went completely wrong and had tomato ketchup all over me. You know, hey, there you go. But I don't think I would have gone down too well with the advertisers. What do you think? I don't know. Tom, have you heard anything from nothing whatsoever? We were actually talking about him, a few of us over a weekend. I haven't heard anything, mate. I don't know if you guys watched, but I did do a video when I was visiting friends up in Glasgow, and I had to go to Newcastle on the way back down. I did actually pass a sign for South Shields, so I was in that with a speech impediment. Yeah, and he did come to me, but no one has heard anything, mate, unfortunately, Tom. Mitrovic comes back. Talking about a River Plate, what's some big European game? Oh, I've been to loads, mate, to be honest. Let me have a drop of this first. Right. UK, I've been to all the big games in UK. I haven't been to Tottenham Arsenal. In my opinion, it's not as big as the others. But I've been to Old Firm, Liverpool Everton, Liverpool Man United, Cardiff Swansea, Cardiff Bristol City, all the derbies. Never went to West Ham Millwall. That's definite. But in Europe, I lived in Spain for 5 years in total. But I mentioned before regarding I basically didn't attend Cardiff for 10 years after they changed from blue to red. During that time, Gareth Bale then signed for Real Madrid, and I was dying my football fix. I really wanted to do it. So while when he first signed, the first season, I think, I started going to watch Real. Flying over to Madrid from Bristol and doing weekends and getting my football fix, then taking in loads of Real Madrid games. So I've been to Madrid derby. I went to Vicente Calderon as well. I've done home and away Madrid. Real Barca I've been. But only went to the one in Bernabeu with Barca. I've been too many years ago. I went to Milan derby. That was like 2001, I think. Where else have I been? I've been to PSG, Paris Saint-Germain's ground, but I went when Wales were playing Northern Ireland in the Euros. Where else have I been? I've been in Malaga, I've been at Gibraltar, Malaga, Real, Villarreal. I've been to Villarreal. Where else have I been? Sevilla, Real. Yeah, I've been to a few. I've been to Poland, watching Wales away over the years. I've been to Poland, Denmark, Russia, Belgium. Yeah, quite a few. Yeah. So I've always fancied South America, and there you go. Let's try Tom again. Always fancied South America anyway. Just go for as a tourist. And
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. It's my microphone. My microphone's messing up, which is weird.
Yeah, it's probably Chinese version of. No, I better not mention the company's name. We're supposed to be helping them out. But anyway, thanks. Welcome. Games. Go on. Big games. Worldwide, Tom. Have you been into any or?
No, I've had the misfortune of going to West Ham versus Leeds. Debatable whether that's a big game or not, but anyway.
No, I've been to a few, but I was lucky. At the bottom line, I was lucky, mate, to be honest. You know, and I'll be completely honest with you. You know, what happened many years ago, because my mum had married twice. My first father, they divorced, and my father, back in '84 Valentine's Day, committed suicide. But because they divorced, all his assets and money come to me. But I couldn't get at them until I was 21. So then, by the time I was 21, call it lucky or probably unlucky. Do you know what I mean? Your father fucking committed suicide. But yeah, come 21, you know, I withdraw all the money and just fucking had a time of my life basically until I got married, which includes doing loads of traveling, watching football all over Europe, you know. And but I had promised myself that I am going to do Boca River Plate. Boca River Plate.
So what ones have you actually done? Like you said, you done the Madrid derby.
Yeah, I've done Madrid derby, done Madrid Barca. I've done a Milan derby.
Oh.
I've done a Glasgow derby, Liverpool derby. Yeah, you know, and I've not derbies, but you know, big games relatively. You know, I've been to like Villarreal. I've been to PSG. I used to watch Wales away in the dark old days, you know, when they were proper shit, you know what I mean? But, you know, yeah. I went to the likes of Poland when it was rough as fuck, Russia when it was rough as fuck.
You went Romania.
Did I go? No, but I should have went. Wales played Romania. I don't know if you remember, to qualify for the '94 World Cup.
And, yeah, penalty. The missed penalty, wasn't it?
That's right. But the first game in that group was Romania away. Romania beat us 5-1. And I should have went to that game. But yeah, I went to that home game where the missed penalty. And someone from my hometown actually got killed in the stadium. I don't know if you remember this, Tom. Yeah, got killed. Basically, to create an atmosphere, many people brought flares in. And rather than just the handheld flares, where, you know, someone brought basically a rocket-propelled flare, right? And from one side of the stadium, poof, you can see it right at the end. When the referee blows for full time, poof, and the flare just, and it hits someone in the other side of the stadium, by all accounts, took his head off, absolutely took his head off. It's one of the distress flares, do you know what I mean?
I do. Doesn't sound very fun to be hit with.
I know. Yeah. But yeah, the moment the final whistle went, you can see it on camera. I think the guy done quite a few years jail for it. You can see it on camera. When the final whistle goes, the flare just shoots right across the air and then takes the guy's head off in the opposite side of the ground.
That's even wild. Never ceased to amaze me, football.
Okay, Jamie, have you been to Sioux City Derby before? Coming up 7 years. I haven't, mate, but I have been to both Hillsborough and Bramall Lane. I have been to both Hillsborough and Bramall Lane. I haven't been to the. If I'm honest with you, I love both grounds because I'm old school. You know, I do. Guy's in the house. Hi, Guy. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope you are well, and congratulations, Arsenal fans in the chat or watching it later on. Congratulations for last night. Mitrovic, fair play, some great experience, honestly. But I tell you what, because it was the last Madrid derby in the Santi Calderon, that being there was something incredible. Real Madrid ran out 3-0 winners that game. The old San Siro would have loved that. Yeah, it was great.
Are they rebuilding it or something? They're doing something to it, aren't they?
New stadium, because basically the San Siro is council owned. Many of the stadiums, both in Italy,
It's just developers that own their own right.
So they got a new ground going in the car park, I think.
Of course, why not?
But the one I went to was many years ago. Inter won 1-0 Christian Vieri, and I was lucky to have my ticket in the Inter end because they won 1-0. The Warsaw derby was good. 2003, I think, Wales played Poland, and it was a fucking proper nasty affair, I tell you. It was proper nasty. Yeah, I loved it, to be honest, but that's my fucking mindset. I loved it. Tom, yes. Some people died to go some of those games you've been to. Listen, yeah, but on the flip side, my father fucking died to make sure I fucking went to that fucking. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, no, I appreciate it.
I've been to Clapton FC versus London Bari in the Essex Senior League.
Clapton FC, is that the one with the smallest stand in the world?
It must be. It a stat that has seats. It must hold about 10 people. I don't know. It's their ground used to, I don't know if it still is. It used to be called the Spotted Dog because of the pub that was in front of it.
Oh, over the years I've been to loads of non-league grounds as well. Yeah, loads of them. Because Merthyr, Cardiff, when they were either playing, when they were in the lower leagues and they were playing in the FA Cup, they quite frequently would come up against non-league opposition in the early rounds of the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when I seen Sam, we were trying to go to a local non-league game. Around about time we were meeting up, Sam, wouldn't they? I can't remember what. But non-league football is great. That's what when I was living in Marbella, going to watch Gibraltar national team was like fucking reminding me of going to non-league football in the 80s and 90s. It was proper. You'd be drinking right by the touchline, and it was great, mate. To be honest, quite funny because I watched Gibraltar win the first ever home game. I done a video on it many years ago, and it was picked up by one of the massive YouTube channels, and they give me 50 quid for allowing them to show my footage. Yeah. I can't remember what it was now. I tried to get him to 100 quid, but no. Sam, not seen Clacton. My bees are going down fast. Well, you need a few more supporting Sheffield United, mate. Has he gone? No,
man. I was just checking, because I'm surprised it hasn't gone wrong for about 2 minutes. So I was just double checking. It literally is the first I've had this microphone about 5 months. It's the first time I've ever had problems with it. So I'm just surprised.
I need to update my tools, my YouTube tools. Let's just say. Okay, let's go in the next topic, yeah, which is bits and bobs, which is basically. As well as YouTube, guys, Football Brownie also got Facebook. I can kind of like get away with a few more things on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, please follow the page. Let's have a look what's been on there lately. 1 second. Okay. I say I can kind of like get away with a bit more on Facebook than I can on YouTube. So please check it out. Right. The last post I done was 1987. This picture was taken 30 years after. Here you go. 30 years after all three Birmingham clubs, Villa, West Brom, and Birmingham, reached the semi-finals of the FA Cup. You look at top back where I'm pointing, young Carlton Palmer there. I'm trying to figure out any others. Any other? Oh, Ron Atkinson down the front. There you go. Going down. Yeah, done the. Dalen Atkinson, remember? R.I.P. obviously. Remember his goal? Mr. Tom, remember this goal?
I do. He chips keeper, don't he? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Apparently, I wasn't aware, but that was the first game of the season, apparently. And then someone runs on and gives him the umbrella.
Yeah, the umbrella, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago, didn't he? But what a goal.
Yeah.
What a goal.
Incident with the...
Okay, and now Football Brownie have even got royal support. You may not like a monarchy, you may not be a royalist, but I tell you what, thank you very much to the princess and the princes for giving a bit of advertising for Football Brownie. Much appreciated. Right, what do you think of this? Have you heard about the Coventry head of recruitment, Dean Austin?
I have heard about it. I also heard that you are never more than 12 feet away from a former Watford manager.
What? What?
So just think about it. In your life, no matter where you go, you're probably never more than 12 feet away from someone that's managed Watford. But
because they managed too many.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I have heard this. I did like how he's suing he's looking at suing the person that took this photo and put it on social media. So then my favourite part of it was Brownie then going, I'm just going to put it on social media anyway.
Hey! I protected myself by giving the tag to the Athletic, mate. You know, I did protect myself to that. Right, Ronaldo's missed the other day. Did you see this?
I have not seen this. What happened?
So basically, they're in the Champions Cup, the Asian Champions Cup. Look at that miss. Drops right in front of him. Right, run it again.
Messi would have buried that.
So Al Nassr are out because of that. And then look, I done little joke. I don't know if it went down well in the Giggs household, but the last time Man United won the league, Ryan Giggs was a loyal brother. And then on a couple of days ago, in 1941, Luftwaffe, the German Air Force, bombed Old Trafford, which meant that Man United were actually ground sharing Main Road with Man City. Now that could happen again, obviously, because of the idea that they're going to be building a new ground. What's your opinion on the Wembley of the North, Mr. Tom?
I think it's really silly because Wembley is Wembley.
You know what, right? I will be fuming if taxpayers' money actually go to build that. This is a private company who the Glazers have taken millions out every single year. I think over $1 billion in total. And they can't even, why should taxpayers' money build them a new stadium? No, it doesn't.
They barely even bought their own club.
Exactly.
But,
Okay. Let's go back into the chat there. I need shit lots for it's only a Wednesday night. I know. Drinking on midweek sports special, Jamie, is not good, my friend. Not good. Right, lads. Who's the best players you see or what? Right, lads. Who the best players who you see over? How many freaking drinks have you had? Right. Who's the best players who you've seen in your team? Would you think that is, Mr. Tom?
actually, physically live, I think the best player I've actually seen. I have seen Tim Floyd Hasselbank. I've seen Tony Yeboah. It's hard to say though. Like I've seen Tony Yeboah bust the net because he scores an amazing goal at Upton Park just before. It was 2 days before a Liverpool game.
Okay, well, that goal against Liverpool is unbelievable, man.
He scored within the first 2 days of the season. He had 3 goals.
Yeah,
because we played on Saturday and then we played Liverpool on the Monday Night Football. For some reason, it worked out that way.
I remember I used to play Championship Manager back then, right? And Tony Yeboah was with Eintracht Frankfurt before he went to Leeds.
Yeah,
and yeah, even back then, Championship Manager and gaming was very similar with players and all that, you know. With me, who's the best players I've seen? Ronaldo, Bale, Benzema, Modric. I'd go for a Real team when maybe because of a little bit of a link with him, Sergio Ramos. I loved Sergio Ramos in his prime. Was fucking brilliant. What a leader. I don't know if you know this story, Mr. Tom, when Real Madrid played Sevilla in the Super Cup, and they played in Cardiff City Stadium. They played the final there. I got in a conversation. Me and my friend got in a conversation with Sergio Ramos' brother, who was also, I'm assuming, still his agent, Rene Ramos. My friend who was with me, his father has a slate mine in North Wales. And for some bizarre reason, Rene Ramos invested in a slate mine in northern Spain. So for the best part of a fucking hour, we were talking about bastard slate. When I just honestly, that is true. We were talking about fucking slate, doing a conversation with Sergio Ramos' brother, who was an agent, Rene Ramos. There you go. But Sergio Ramos, again, old school, didn't give a fuck. I liked what he done with Mo Salah. I thought it was, the dark arts. But yeah. How about...
I respect anyone that's been sent off more than they've scored goals. Something like that. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. It feels like it. It feels like it could be true.
I mean, Isco as well. I know that when Isco was, he should have went to the next level. Isco, but on a personal level with Isco, when I was living in Spain, the first area in which I lived with Mijas, Isco was from Bellamadna. His family there and everything, and during the winter break of La Liga, Isco would then come back to the Bellamadna Mijas area, and he'd take his family out around the different bars of the area. If you were lucky, which I was lucky on 2 occasions, but if you are lucky, to be in a bar during that time in a winter break. Isco comes walking through the door with his family. He would buy everybody in a bar or restaurant a drink, and that would go on. That would go on throughout the night, really. So Isco, never forget his roots, and I do like that. Sergio Ramos is the same as well. Don't forget your roots. Always go back, and remember where you come from. Basically, Mr. Tom.
You will tend to meet the same people on the way back down. So remember how you treated them, because they'll remember how you treated them.
Yeah. No. You're right. You are right. It took me a while to figure that out. But yeah, you are right. I've been to the Drammen Derby back in Norway, where Mighty Stromberg our team playing. I know. You know what? I do love
4 times, haven't they, Sam? And Norway have got the better record. Oh, sorry to interrupt. It was yeah. I the only reason I do know that is because it was a trivia question within the last year. Was that Norway have a great record with Brazil? One of the few teams that have never lost to Brazil.
I think Sam actually went to watch Norway Brazil in a fight in a friendly in Oslo. I think Sam will come back to us on that. Mitrovic says, "Have you ever seen Griezmann watching him tonight? He's something." Yeah, I've seen Griezmann in that in the Madrid derby. If I'm honest with you, he wasn't up to anything. Sergio Ramos had him in his pocket on that. But I do like Griezmann. I think Barca was the wrong move for him. The way Atleti played during his first spell in that counter-attack defensive suited Griezmann right to the suited his style of play. Because remember, let's be completely honest. It took Griezmann was a very slow starter at his career, very slow, so much so that he couldn't get into Atleti's team. But something clicked, and the way the way Atleti played does benefit his game absolutely. I saw Norway beat Brazil 4-2. I thought he did. 200 flow and Solskjaer on fire. Yeah, I thought he did.
Yeah.
100% agree with you. Mitrovic says, I'll be honest with you, mate, right? You say 100% agree. I am telling you, you will never be 99% agreeing with me. You will always fucking agree with me, mate. I speak fucking common sense. Believe it or not. It takes a long... Anyway.
You are a character, sir. You are a character.
I think it's shit for Man U. It's a text people who play with that. I don't know what. Jamie, you lose it. You drinking too much. Slow the fuck down now.
Mr. Wooten's having a great time.
Yeah.
He's having a party.
Yeah, I can imagine now. After we finish, you put Sheffield United's greatest goals of 1994. Harry Bassett and fucking Brian Dean. Do you know what I mean? You put that on.
This way, once the stream ends, his party will clearly continue. Good stuff.
Have I met any famous players? I used to live in Penarth. Unfortunately, I did do a video at the time. Peter Whittingham. Peter Whittingham was my neighbour. Got on with him really well. Had some jokes and had some good times with Peter Whittingham. But he was my neighbour, and unfortunately, as we all know, he lost his life. But there is a video in which, during the time he passed away, I put a video together, a few personal stories which made people laugh. Also, as well, Mitrovic. Going back, I've interviewed many people on this channel, many former footballers, which include Carlton Palmer, Kevin Ratcliffe, Carlton Palmer, John Burridge, Warren Barton, Graham Kavanagh. I'm starting to do it again. If anyone have seen the Facebook, some of the comments, there has been a few former footballers come in when they've seen photos of themselves on Football Brownie page. They've actually made comments, and others have joined in that conversation. So it is going to come back. The interviews are going to come back. The problem with interviews, it can take a long time to get it together. I'm not kidding you when I say that Carlton Palmer interview probably took me 6 months to get together. It really did. It was hard work. He was keeping an eye on the channel, watching everything that was going on. And obviously, for PR reasons, because he was on TalkSport at the time, on Sky at the time, and he was thinking, you know, is it a good move for me? So it can take a long time, but I tell you, I loved them. I loved them, and I will be doing them again. Have you met any famous footballers, mate?
I met Lee Bowyer.
Yeah.
And Conor Gallagher. They were very pleasant.
I also met most of the Cardiff team when I was in Penarth. On a Friday afternoon, everyone would go into Ladbrokes in Penarth on a Friday afternoon, and quite often you'd see Michael Chopra smash up the fruit machine because he just lost his fucking wages on there, you know. Yeah. Sorry, mate. Boom, 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 boom. Talking about Man United, what do you think happened to Sancho? Well, for what I've heard, and I'm not in the know as I used to be, but for what people are saying is that Dortmund have already informed Man United that they won't be making it a permanent transfer. I don't know if you've heard anything like that, Tom.
It wouldn't surprise me. At the end of the day, no matter what happens, he'll want to be back in the Premier League. The problem with that is he'll have expectation of wages, and only certain teams will be able to match that.
Yeah. I tell you what, we're on about Man United, yeah? We're on about Man United. Now, I doubt if you know this, Tom, but Football with Brownie, right? Football with Brownie was the first media platform to inform the public, and you can check this out with the videos, right? Because I had, at that time, I had Manchester United's lawyers under me, right? Football with Brownie was the first media platform to disclose the Mason Greenwood issue, right? It really was. Honestly, honest to God, right? Because I was in Spain, because I was living in Spain at the time, with civil matters, if you're outside of the UK, they can't touch you. That's why, you know, when certain stories in the media get released by a French media outlet or German media outlet,
yeah,
they can't touch them. So that's what protected me, really. But yeah, I did have Man United lawyers under me at the time. So this goes back to Mason Greenwood. I don't even think he's doing bits for Getafe, but, you know, people claim he's doing bits for Getafe. Would you take him back? Now, we all know what the audio was like. We all seen the photos. And his girlfriend at the time claimed on social media to the world what happened. Right? We all... Would you take him back? Because I wouldn't. I would just sell him at the first opportunity, Tom.
I don't think a club of their size and stature can really afford to carry the weight of this. Like for example, not being convicted doesn't mean you're not guilty in this kind of situation.
Well, I can tell you because I am going to do another video of it. I think I should do another video about it. because it's all coming to light now as the rumours are will he stay or will he move on are coming to fruition because it's come to the end of the season. But what people really need to know and really need to understand is that not all of the papers were in the public domain, were released in the public domain. Okay? So I will, even though I'm in the UK now, I will continue to stand on my first video. And therefore, my mind, my thinking has not changed because the guy is an absolute rat of a human being. So I wouldn't take him back. But unfortunately, with social media being worldwide, I have seen accounts from areas which really don't respect women on social media begging United to take him back.
What? Begging taking Mason Greenwood back?
Yeah.
Why?
I swear to God. Swear to God, man. You know, and people are claiming, he's not, he was found not guilty. No, he wasn't found not guilty.
That's not the same. That's not be. Yeah, exactly. It not being taken to trial, that isn't the same as being found not guilty.
Exactly, man.
It's genuinely not. They can basically feel that they haven't got enough to get the conviction, but that doesn't mean you're not guilty of the crime.
No, the victim dropped the charge. The victim accused.
Yeah, they're not going to waste their time taking it to court if they know that she's just going to turn up and go, "Oh no, it was partly my fault."
Listen, at the time, Sam will tell you. At the time, this is where I was getting my information. I was also working for the Spanish sports media at the time. Yeah, that's where I was getting my information from. Right, and I'm telling you, I honestly, that's why Football Brownies been the first for many fucking stories, especially if they come out of Spain, right? But I literally am gobsmacked. Whether it's a generation thing, I don't know. I really don't know, because the lack of respect. Some Man United fans have shown the alleged victim, now non-victim, and support for Greenwood. I think it's fucking embarrassing, mate, to the fan base.
There's scumbags in every walk of life, in every group. There is a scumbag element. Unfortunately, with this particular thing, you'll find, and that particular club, you'll find a lot more than the average.
Yeah. I agree. And right, next subject, Paul Pogba. And this is the last subject. Now, again, I am gonna do a video on it because it's close to my life, obviously. I admitted being a social drug user for 20, 30 years of my 45-year lifespan. And in the past, I've also used anabolic steroids, basically testosterone, which is what Paul Pogba is accused. Not accused. Was found guilty on two occasions of too much testosterone in his body.
Basically tested positive for it twice.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, basically, he claimed he didn't do it. They done a second test, and now a few weeks before, you had Guy Neville and Roy Keane coming out on an overlap, clearly stating that they were basically convinced that certain Italian teams were taking something during the times in which they were playing them in the Champions League. If you look back in the history, it does look as if we're talking about AC Milan and Juventus, that type of. And also as well, what many people don't realize is that, and you can tell I really don't like the guy for different reasons, but the media love him, and Pep Guardiola didn't focus on him doing this debate with Paul Pogba, because Pep Guardiola was also banned, given a suspended prison sentence for taking a banned substance. Yeah.
Why he was in Serie A, right?
Yeah, with Brescia. At the same time, Jaap Stam. I think they had about 6 Serie A players within about 10 days. Jaap Stam was another one.
We heard about it. Yeah, heard about it. So,
and look, I'm not a professional footballer, right? If I was a professional footballer, I would know what to take, what to not take. I am telling you, as a previous user of testosterone, I'm telling you now, right? There's no fucking way you could take that by mistake. Absolute no chance. I'm telling you now. You'd either inject it or you take it tablet form. But either way, you'd have to fucking do it yourself.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Now, we can also go back to Rio Ferdinand, because at that time, you probably know, being in living in East London, mate, at that time, there were many fucking stories about Rio Ferdinand when he was at West Ham. Many stories. Listen, people can have fucking blinkers on. The point I'm making, people can be blinkered, and I say it exactly the same with fucking gambling with football. If people really think it's too much money in football, if people really think that football is clean, whether it's gambling or whether it's fucking drug use, then they living in fucking cloud cuckoo land, in my opinion. What do you think, Tom?
Generally speaking, I just think it could be very convenient. Similar to what Chris Nick says, I suspect there are a lot more that actually test positive than actually get revealed that they test positive. I think it's mightily convenient that it's come at a time for Paul Pogba where his career is not going so well, let's just say. I don't want to necessarily say he's done this himself to get himself away from football, but I don't know, it's a difficult one.
No, listen, testosterone can be used for many things. It can be used for many things, okay? The guy, Pogba, was injured at the time, right? He was injured at the time, and the time in which he was tested, he was actually on the bench for Juventus, recovering from injury. Now, I'm telling you something, yeah? I'm fucking telling you something. If I drop dead right now, please take this on fucking board. Because again, I'm going to do a fucking video about it all. Because, as Mitrovic said, where did he say? Fair play, I know my stuff. Unfortunately, on this subject, I fucking do, Mitrovic. Do you know what I mean? I do know my fucking stuff on this. And I'm telling you now, right? It absolutely helps you with any injuries or any pain, it does quicken the recovery aspect of any injuries. I'm telling you, it freaking does. I remember, I'll be completely honest with you. I remember fucking before I done one injection for days. I was in agony, couldn't, and then I done one injection, and fucking hell, I was like fucking Hulk Hogan. Come on, let's get down to the gym. Do you know what I mean? It, you know. But then again, I'm not a fucking professional footballer. But basically, it can be help. It can help you recover from injury far quicker, and that is where Pogba was on a road to recovery from an injury, and he got done.
Makes sense.
Okay, listen. Christian son comes back. There's also no way on your hand. Exactly, mate. I'm telling you. I'm fucking telling you. Right? I am telling you now. No way. I've known lower league or maybe championship players with let's just call them South Wales teams. And I'm telling you now, I've seen them in nightclubs. There's no fucking way they were just drinking. I'm telling you now. Right, on that fucking bombshell, let's knock it on the head. It's an hour and a half. Thank you, Mr. Tom. Much appreciated. I know you needed half an hour ago. I know you needed. Even Jamie says I need to fucking go. Right?
No, I appreciate you having me on. I do apologise. I honestly can't explain why there's technical difficulties. I'm not a technologically intelligent person. But thank you for tolerating it.
Character for a show. No worries, man.
Yeah. So thanks, Sam. Thanks for sticking with it.
Yeah, thanks, everybody. Much appreciated. And guys, before you do leave, hit that like button. I keep on forgetting. Hit that like button. We have, just let you know as well, we have qualified for monetization. However, I did have a community strike back in January, which has another month to fucking go. So keep on your fucking super chats for another month. Keep them back for another month.
Is that the Astrid Wet thing?
No, that was the Wigan kid having a vape.
A vape.
Having a vape, all of a sudden, because it involved a kid, would give me a community strike.
Yeah,
anyway,
not surprising in hindsight.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tom. Much appreciated. When you up next? When you up next? So people like
basically, we're going live tomorrow night. Because of the time difference in America, I'm moving it forward. So instead of going live at 10 p.m. for my weekly wrestling show, I'll be going at 9:30 p.m. So then I believe it's 5:30 p.m. in America for Tony. And anyway, doing that, usually do a Leeds show called We All Love Leeds on Sundays at 9, usually at 9 p.m. We'll be going over the Leeds versus Millwall game and generally touching on the championship in general.
And as you see, the YouTube tags are in your thing there. Full Nelson Pod.
Yes, the Twitter pages and the links to the channels and that tend to be on there. So,
and guys, please subscribe, please follow Mr. Tom, because I'll be honest with you, without Mr. Tom and Sam, I'm going to be struggling. I struggle on my own with live, as you noticed tonight. So thank you very much. Thanks, Mr. Tom. Much appreciated. Hasta luego. Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.